Hey y'all, please excuse the mess in the background. I'm traveling, so I've got a whole bunch of crap back there. So a couple things that I want to talk about really quickly. I'm not going to be long. Is I watched a video about I can't remember the guy's name. It was Hafiz, I think, and shout out to all these people, where he said that that women, red pill women, are basically pandering to men, and I do kind of agree with him. I do believe that there are definitely some women in the space who are disingenuous. Everybody knows there's chameleons all over the place. But I do think that there's some women, I think, that are, some content creators that, sincerely do care about issues of black men and what they go through and the things that happen to them for, various reasons. Myself, I'm one of them. However, that being said, one of some of the pushback that I saw from a couple of women is them saying, well, we're there to address other women that don't, that need to change and do better and blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is where I disagree. I just feel like, okay, you know what? Yeah, a lot of women do need to do better. A lot of women are just completely self-absorbed, selfish. They're just totally on just such bull crap that they need to hear these things from other women, because they're just going to blow it off, when it comes to men. But we all know that they go into attack mode when women say it, but who cares, But anyway, so my issue is this, for women who say that they're in that space to address other women. You don't need to be in a man's space to address other women. Yes, it's important that women hear these things from other women. But I tend to question your sincerity when you say that's what you're there for, because you don't need to be there to address other women. There's other women that are making content that don't go into that space and still address women. And I've watched some of them. And if you watch them long enough, you can tell who's on the up and up and who isn't. But that's just my feeling about that. It's my opinion. Somebody might feel differently, but like I said before, in my video of why I questioned why women are even in the manosphere in the first place. You don't need to be in a man's space to address other women. You just don't. It's not necessary. Because anytime you say anything as a woman against another woman, they're going to come flocking to you. They're going to find you because they don't want to hear it. Women don't want anyone shattering their deluded sense of reality, or this alternate reality that many, many women live in. So the minute they hear of any woman who tells them anything that is contrary to what they've invested all of their belief system in, they're going to come looking for you. And when one finds you, they're going to tell 2 and 3 others, because that's what women do. They're petty, they're catty, they're gossipy. That's just what women do. So you don't have to go into the man space. The women are going to find you no matter what. Another thing is that I had gotten quite a bit of negative commentary from some women, of course, of the video I put up of Sarah Jakes apologizing for the, she called them mistakes, but I don't believe they're mistakes, of the black church and all of the people who were hurt by the evil, let's just call a thing, evil actions of church elders, church leaderships, and other church people. So here's my thing to some of y'all. You don't get to speak on the experiences of others. You just don't. Nobody can. If your church experience was fantastic and you're happy and this and that, then that's fine. That's your experience. That's not Joe Blows on the next corner. He gets to feel how he feels. If he was abused by people in the church, which happens to a lot of people, I saw it myself growing up, from cousins, aunts, to childhood friends. I saw this myself. So nobody gets to say, well, if you would just stop sinning. You know what? Stop. First, there is no sin scale. I've read the Bible, okay? Those of us who have actually read that book from front to back, and others, the Apocrypha, lost books and all of that, we know what's in that book. That's the reason why we don't have anything to do with it. But anyway, one thing I know, there's no sin scale in the Bible. There's no worst sin. That's the worst sin. So, no, nobody gets to speak on how another person feels about their experience. It's attitudes like that. Like I told one woman in my comment section, you all are the reason. You're a huge part of the reason why people are leaving the church in droves. And it may not necessarily be a love of God. It's just a disgust of you people that we're supposed to fellowship with. We don't want to be around you at all. Like I said, I was traveling, and I went to visit my mother, and I picked her up and I dropped her off at my uncle's house. And while I was there, I have an aunt that's holier than thou, that was trying to sit and preach to me and this and that and come back and blah blah blah. And I humored her for a couple minutes, and I told her, because she had threw out there that there's nothing out there in the world that is worth you losing your life. And you know what? It was never an issue of me wanting to be out and run the streets and be immoral or whatever, and whore myself out, and do drugs and party. That was never ever my thing. It was because of you all and the dogma that I just couldn't take anymore. Because when I left and I disassociated myself completely, I didn't start doing any of those things. I never had that desire. So that's not it at all. Like I said, you church folk that come here, you don't like the fact that I report on these low-down, dirty-ass, thieving, blood-sucking pastors, get over it, because I'm not going to stop. Just like I tell these trashy-ass women, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to talk about things that I want to talk about, and whether you like it or not, it's just too bad. Black women, y'all need to stop being so fascist. You really do. Stop trying to control the actions of others because what they say makes you uncomfortable. Grow up. And if you don't like it, walk away. Turn it off. Go find something to do. I have a lot of hobbies. I read, I sew, I do hand embroideries, I garden. Find something else besides trolling other people's content on social media or their posts on Facebook and their tweets or whatever that you disagree with, to sit and argue it. You know, it's just unbelievable how stupid y'all are invested in looking like. And you think you look good. You're not doing anything but making yourselves look bad. So, that being said, I've got a couple more videos that I'm going to throw up shortly. I just want to get a few more miles ahead of me. Well, excuse me, behind me. And then I'm going to put those up. But y'all be good and be safe. Till later.